Greetings from the bottom of my heart, dear students. Today is the first day that you will spend in dealing with General Physics 1. To be able to cope with this quite complicated subject, you need to know the basics first. That is why we will have an introductory lesson to physics. I divided this lesson into three for you to be able to digest the information. For part 1, we will discuss the definition of physics as well as its branches. What is physics? Some of you may have heard some facts about physics and some may have heard some fake news about this subject matter. Hopefully, as our lesson progresses, you will be able to discover which among your preconceptions are true and which ones are false. Although physics has a scientific definition, some people find time to make up their own definitions inspired by their experiences in physics. I will show you some of the made-up definitions. According to this, as you can see, physics is a branch of science where you use extremely long complicated formulas to explain why a ball rolls. Yes, physics is a branch of science. Yes, physics uses extremely long formulas to explain why a ball rolls. This definition might be made up by someone who was frustrated with the formulas involved in physics. Here's another one. I don't know if you are familiar with this cartoon character. He's Professor Farnsworth from the cartoon Futurama. He often says, exactly, hence the meme. The meme says that the F in physics stands for fun. Now, what do you think does this meme mean? Okay, moving on. Here is another thing I did during the vacation. Let me share with you the thoughts of the people I asked about the definition of physics. As you can see, I have posted on Facebook, hello former beloved students, since wala naman tayo masyado ginagawa, may I ask a question? Feel free to comment your answers below. What is physics in your own words? And I said here, no need to be super serious. So I'm telling this to you so that at some point you will get at ease with this scary looking, intimidating subject matter. So one of my students say physics is a branch of science. Yeah? Physics is one and only. I don't know why that person say that. Physics makes you happy. It makes me happy somehow. I don't know if it will make you happy in the future. Physics makes you sad. Let's see. Physics deals with time and space. Physics deals with matter and energy. Physics is the best. I did not bribe these students, huh? I therefore conclude, ma'am, that physics is the best of the best. So physics is the best and physics is the best of the best. Okay. Significant other of math. I think this person say such thing because physics has math in it all throughout. And then someone says, masaya pero sa sakit ulo. Ito yung naging instrumento sa pagiging demonyo ng utak ko sa aking schoolworks. Ibang learning ang binigay sa akin nito. Life learning na pala. I don't know. I'm touched by that. And then lastly, we have here physics has something to do with zodiac signs. There's a background story for that, but in physics, I don't teach zodiac signs, apparently. Physics understands life may be simple. You simply sit, you simply stand, you simply walk, you simply run, you simply do everything until physics tells you why. Wow, very good siya doon, no? So hopefully, as we progress in our discussions, you too will be able to uh, give meaning to the word physics on your own, not just using the book's definition. So on the serious note, as you may have noticed, we all have the ability to define things, even subject matters. However, we must keep in mind that the definition given by experts should matter so we can have less confusion and better communication. Having said that, let us now discuss the scientific definition of physics. Let us start by knowing its etymology. In language, etymology means the origin of the word. Basically, the word physics came from the Latin word physica, meaning the science of natural things. Consequently, physics was called natural philosophy. And the concise definition of physics is that it is the study of the interaction between matter and energy. Now, before we enumerate the branches of physics, let us look into the words flashed on your screen: modern and classic. Now, what comes into your mind when you hear the word modern? What comes into your mind when you hear the word classic? Why did I ask that? Because in physics, there is also a modern one and a classic one. Just as your ideas suggest, classical physics is an older kind of physics, and modern physics is a recent one, approximately started in the 1800s. Aside from the time difference, classical and modern physics also differ in the size and speed of matter which they study. In classical physics, we study objects moving at speeds that are far less than 3 times 10 raised to 8 meters per second and are much larger than 10 raised to negative 9 meters. By the way, 3 times 10 raised to 8 meters per second is the speed of light in vacuum, and 10 raised to negative 9 meter is a size that is already considered to be microscopic. Therefore, in classical physics, we study things which humans consider normal: movement of humans, animals, vehicles, books, balls, etc. On the other hand, relativistic mechanics, quantum mechanics, and quantum field theory are all under modern physics. Therefore, in modern physics, we study objects that are very small and relatively slow compared to light, such as atoms and molecules. We also study objects that are very large but moves at speeds close to the speed of light, such as planets and other celestial objects. Moreover, modern physics also deals with objects that are very small and moves at speeds close to the speed of light, such as electrons and quarks. Now here are the sub-branches of the two main branches of physics. So the two major branches of physics are the classical and the modern. Under classical, we have branches such as classical mechanics, electromagnetism, thermodynamics, waves and acoustics, and optics. Under modern physics, we have quantum mechanics, relativistic mechanics, and quantum field theory, just to name a few. Since the physics we will deal with for General Physics 1 is classical in nature, let us define each branch of classical physics. Let's start with classical mechanics, which is the study of motion of bodies in accordance with the general principles first enunciated by Sir Isaac Newton in his book Principia. So the founder of classical mechanics is known or agreed upon to be Sir Isaac Newton. Next is electromagnetism, which is the study of electric currents or fields and magnetic fields. Next, we have waves and acoustics, which is the branch of physics concerned with the properties of sound. We also have thermodynamics, the branch of physics that deals with the relations between heat and other forms of energy. And lastly, we have optics, which is the study of the properties of transmission and deflection of light and other forms of radiation. For General Physics 1, we will only cover classical mechanics, waves and acoustics, and thermodynamics. That's all for the introductory lesson to Physics Part 1. Tune in for our next video, which is Introductory Lesson to Physics Part 2. See ya!